Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lorraine, this is Rusty. Today we're doing kind of a different video for you guys. I had a couple of questions on the boat that we have. So in a couple of our vlogs, we have been in our boat on the lake. And this is what it looks like bagged up. I just wanted to give you guys a quick tutorial on how we put it together, what our thoughts are on the boat, if it's easy to move around and all that stuff. Just our little review basically. So hopefully you guys find it interesting. Also, our dogs are out here. So if you find this video interesting, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're looking for all things how-to projects in the camper, pop-up, and vlogs and travel. We definitely have a lot of videos on vlogs, and I'll link above one of our videos of us actually in the boat, and I'll definitely add that to this video as well. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into it. Hey, Zeus Goose.
So like a
So we purchased the 11-foot 9-inch Baja boat, and it's from Newport Vessels. I just showed you guys, but this is what it looks like when it's just without the air in it. It did come with the boat, obviously. It came with the seats, the oars, comes with a foot pump, but we have an electric air pump that we purchased separately that we recommend you purchase because it's obviously a really big boat to blow up. It's pretty simple, so we're gonna go move on to how to blow it up.
So we bought a electric air pump that's not the type that's meant to be used with the Newport Vessels boats. They do sell one that specifically is designed for their types of nozzles because they're kind of a specific, it's patented and waiting, patent pending. Anyways, it's this pretty nifty type of valve that allows one-way airflow, and then you can release it, but it basically prevents it from the air from escaping out of the tubes while you're filling it up. Makes it nice because you can use a cheap air pump like this and not have to worry about the air coming out, or you can buy theirs. The electric air pump doesn't actually activate the valve the way it's supposed to if you don't buy the one that's meant to go with it. The way it works is basically the foot pump or the electric air pump that's designed for it pushes on this valve and allows for one-way airflow, but the flow won't escape, or the air won't escape out of it. With the aftermarket, or whatever electric air pumps that you just buy at like a Fred Meyer's or a grocery store or Walmart, you have to actually override the feature that allows the one-way airflow. So we're not gonna start with that one. You don't do the keel until the end. When you're filling up an airboat, that was me overriding it. As you can see, it started allowing air into the tube. You only want to fill them up at first a little bit so that you can actually fit if it's got a hardwood floor, so you can fit the hardwood floor panels in there, or the hard floor panels. So basically, if I turn off the pump, the air is allowed to flow out of it right now, which is how you deflate it. So with that valve overridden, I can turn this yellow piece, which is one of my favorite parts, is you turn that yellow piece and then the air is no longer allowed to escape even though the valve cover is not on. But with the pump that is designed for it, that Newport Vessels sells, or the foot pump, it actually just allows you to put the hose in, and then it'll push in that valve automatically to pump it up, and as soon as you take the hose out, it automatically goes back to its resting position, doesn't allow air out. So just because I have this pump that makes it so I can't do that and have to override that valve. So it's got 3 different sections for the main tube. It's got basically a starboard, a front, and a port side tube. Again, I'm gonna override that. It was at a suction, so it let a little bit of air in. So right now we've got it partially inflated. That's just enough to actually fit the floorboards in. You wanna make sure that there's no sharp things that are gonna be caught between the bottom layer of the boat or between and the hardwood floors. So these are labeled 1 through 4. So 1 through 4 being 1 at the front and 4 at the back. So you have it partially deflated so you can actually fit them all in. If it was fully inflated, you wouldn't be able to move the tubes around to actually get the floorboards around. You can kind of see, basically there's a male and a female end of these floorboards, so they slide into each other like that, and then they get it snug. Frontmost one of these has a big old hole in the front, so you can actually get, once you're done with everything else, the last thing I'll do is inflate the keel. So it's got a hole for the keel valve. 1 goes into 2, 3 goes into 4, And then the last ones that you'll actually pinch together are gonna be 3 and 4. One thing you gotta do is make sure that floorboard 4 goes underneath these wooden pieces. That, get nice and lined up. Make sure everything's underneath the white part, so it's gonna pinch in and slip in to this groove that's between the white tube part and the bottom floor part, if you can see that. Here's the white tube part, and here's the black floor part where the seam is. So the whole thing's gonna slip into that little seam. You just push down with some light pressure, and everything will sink down. Then you have these 4, okay, so there's these 4 rigidity bars that hug around the portions of the boat that flex. Basically, there's a groove that hugs around the floorboards, and then this is curves to allow for the tube. So you go and you put these around the floorboards, and it'll just kind of sink in. There's not really a precise way to do it. You just want to make sure that they support where there's actually a way for the floorboards to bend, and that's not applicable for the frontmost, so number 1 floorboard, because once you have it all the way inflated, the front will actually come up a little bit, so that the frontmost panel should be allowed to flex. We got the floorboards in, the rigidity bars are in. It's nice and set to be blown up the rest of the way, but first, so for the 11-foot, 9-inch, the Baja model that we have, and also when you have it deflated like this, depending on what shore you have it on, it's not in the water, you don't typically want to walk on the boards, but since I'm on grass, it should be okay. So when you have it deflated, you want to put the aluminum boards in. With the Baja model that we have, it comes with 2 seats. I don't remember what size. They have 5 or 6 different sizes, I think, on the website. Some of them come with 2, some of them come with 1 seat. So they slide in just like that. Once again, you're supposed to do it when it's deflated. Before I put that one on, I'll show you an aftermarket thing that they sell that I think is extremely essential. It's a seat cover that adds cushion to the seats. I have one for me as the pilot on the ship, but Lorene doesn't have one yet. We'll get her one soon. The bench just slides in these. Again, just sliding that guy into place. Now we can finish blowing up the boat. So we're gonna add air with the electric pump right up until basically as much as the electric pump can push. The one that is designed for the boat from Newport Vessels actually has a shut-off point where it's actually fully inflated and it goes to a certain PSI. We're gonna do as much as we can with the electric pump. This one's a weak one, so I'm not worried about over pressurizing the tube. Then we'll finish off with the foot pump to get it up to the actual leaf point on the foot pump, which is the design point of the tubes, which is another thing that's pretty cool about Newport Vessels boat here.
Pudgy bear?
We've got the electric pump has done all the work that it's capable of doing with the thickness of it. So now we're on the foot pump part. There's an inflate and a deflate. We're gonna go into the inflate, obviously. And then the other end, so it's designed to just twist in there, and then it's got a makeshift seal that seals in the air. You want to keep that pretty clean. But like I said before, so as we put it in there, it'll automatically override that one-way valve and allow us to pump air into it, but as soon as it comes out, that valve will go back into place and not allow air out of it. All right, so I'm at the end. As you can hear, so I'm pumping with the foot pump, and actually no more air is going into the tubes. So there's actually a relief built into the foot pump that's basically says, hey, I'm at the pressure I'm designed to be at. I'm not gonna allow you to put any more air in. So now, I'll take that out. I'll put the valve cover back on. I'll try my best not to let any air out while I do that. Successful. Okay, so now we just have our collapsible oars that we'll put in. These come standard with whatever boat you'll buy. Or I should say they came with the Baja, I guess. I don't know if they come with every boat, but I imagine they do. So I think those are kind of cold, but they do clip in there nicely. Last thing, so we've got the oars on. It's pretty much ready to go in the water as is. I typically don't put the motor on until it's in the water, but the last part's the keel. So to blow up the keel, that just allows it to actually ride nicely out of the water. The hose going into the valve. That was kind of nice. As you saw, it just twisted out and then it automatically sealed in the air. So that's the construction of the Newport Vessels boat to get into the water. It comes with the 2 seats, the oars, foot pump, I haven't actually measured or used this rope, but a little rope so you can attach to the bow, and a patch repair kit, as well as the cases for it. One thing I'll say is that Newport Vessels has been a great company to me so far. So I've had a couple of mistakes on orders, and they've been really nice and worked with me above and beyond to get whatever the mistake was fixed. The boat came, when I ordered it, came within like 3 or 4 days. So the shipping was awesome. One thing I ordered, so I ordered the boat seat right off the bat. Turned out when I went to go open it, I actually got the boat cover instead. Contacted them and they sent me the seat the next day air, so I had it by the next day. So Newport Vessels as a company is great. The boat is super rugged. When we're out, we fit nicely with both of the dogs and the 2 of us. It's designed for 6 people or 1,519 pounds, which is a lot. I think we could definitely fit 6 people comfortably. The material they use for this is super rugged. Fudge usually rides right here on one of the tubes as I'm putting around.
I'll put that in.
I can't get him to not be on the tubes. He just is that kind of dog where he likes to be up high and see everything. Point being, his claws haven't, you know, even made a dent into this rubber yet on the motor. So it's designed for, the transom on the Baja is designed for a 20-horse motor. As you go down in the size of the boat, that size obviously goes down. I've been putting around with a little 2-horse motor and it goes just fine. Not fast, but it's fine. And the 2-horse motor makes it super easy to get, you know, to take the boat from place to place. So between the 2 bags and the boat motor, it doesn't take up too much space. Thankful that I have a roof rack on my Forerunner that you can't see because the camper's behind me. That's where I put the boat up on the roof rack to travel with it. So I went with the Newport Vessels boat because for bang for your buck, I think you get quite a bit. Growing up, we had a Zodiac inflatable boat that we took around Alaska everywhere. It takes up a little bit less space in this, but I think it's a lot smaller than this one is. Anyways, we went with the Newport Vessels because for as inexpensive as they are, it's a great little boat, had high ratings, and I've been super impressed so far. So the boat, with all the things we talked about that it came with, was $1,249. So we did a blow-up boat just because it's more transportable that way. Yeah, storage-wise, the boat collapses down really small, as you saw earlier, so I can put it anywhere I want in the garage.
So in terms of setup time, it usually takes Rusty about 20 minutes, and for the most part he has set it up by himself almost every time we've used it, because I'm usually watching the dogs, holding them. Usually cooking. Oh yeah, or cooking, getting our lunches ready, because we always take lunch out on the boat, which is super fun. Usually breaking it down to pack it up takes us about 20 minutes as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Again, we love our little boat. We've used it in the summer and in the winter now, and it's done super well both times that we've taken it out, or every time we've taken it out, it's been awesome. But if you're interested, I'll link Newport Vessels down below. You can check them out. They're such an awesome company and we really love them. And that's about it. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I post every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So I'll see you guys next week. An air pump, the compressor?
No, it's just a little inflating air pump thing. Excuse me, Zeus.
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 Zeus. And that's it. Breaking dogs. Pause it. And breaking it down is about 20 minutes as well, right?
Break it down to pack it up.
Thanks so much, don't forget